We begin by observing the city of Hong Kong on an ordinary day. Suddenly, a colossal tsunami strikes the city with devastating force. The waters rise quickly, flooding streets and invading buildings. People run in desperation, seeking safety, but the water rises faster than they can move. Only those who manage to climb to very high floors survive. Within a few hours, many lives in Hong Kong are lost. 5 years later, Asha is still haunted by the fear she felt. But every day she hides that fear and continues her life. She lives in a tall building about to collapse and uses old objects to protect her belongings from potential enemies. Over the years, she has accumulated items that the water did not take and created secret hideouts in her apartment, including a hole under the sofa cushions. Every day she climbs to the roof to collect clean water from a secret place she has carefully hidden. After having her tea, she listens to the radio, ignoring a recording about a government shelter full of supplies and preferring to listen to music. She uses headphones to avoid making noise. Later, she grabs a towel to collect dew and add it to her water reserve. As she checks her bottles, she becomes worried because it hasn't rained in a long time. After finishing her tasks, she eats instant noodles, wistfully remembering the restaurants where she used to go with friends to savor wonderful dishes. Finally, she takes binoculars to look around. She can only see the tops of buildings emerging from the water that eventually crumble to pieces. She also checks on the few remaining neighbors in their apartments. Suddenly, she notices a box floating and heads to another window where she set up a makeshift hook to fish it out. She throws the hook and hits the box on the first try. But when she tries to pull it inside, something in the water pulls the box down, making it hit the window and injuring her arm. Ignoring the pain, Asha fights against whatever is pulling the box. And when the thing lets go, she manages to bring the box inside. However, the creature retaliates, sending a wave at her. Inside the box, there's more junk than useful items, but she finds a bottle of liquor. Back on the roof, Asha looks at the door at the end of the hallway before leaving. Feeling quite upset, she had been on the roof and used alcohol to clean a wound before covering it and trying to forget the pain. During the night, she heard screams and saw that 2 boats full of good people had arrived, but were harming the neighbors. A man on another roof was looking towards her, making her quickly hide and then peek again. She noticed that the boat seemed to be heading toward her house. So, she ran inside, hid her things, made the bed, and even scattered dirt on the floor to make it look like no one lived there. Then, she hid inside a hideout behind a false wall inside the wardrobe. She stayed very quiet while the bad men entered the room, searching for food, even looking inside the wardrobe where she was. Luckily, they didn't find anything. Although Asha got startled by a gunshot fired by a boy who thought he saw something moving, but he was wrong. When everyone left, Asha cried with relief and tried to calm herself by thinking of good memories. Before the tsunami, Asha had met her half-sister and they had gone out to eat together to get to know each other better. The next day, Asha finds a box full of old items and is happy to find a jar of honey, but her joy fades when she sees a body floating in the water. Later, while Asha is doing her things, someone enters without her noticing and begins to mess with the things she had hidden. Asha thinks she hears a noise, but since she doesn't see anything, she decides to ignore it. However, when she's getting ready for bed, she hears another sound and goes to check what it is with her flashlight. Yet again, she finds nothing. Later, she washes her face and deliberately leaves the soap out to catch whoever was sneaking in, who turns out to be a small girl. Asha grabs her shoulder to ask what's going on. But the girl kicks her and runs away, taking more things, even the flashlight that Asha had made, and walks down the hallway. She was about to open a door that held a mystery. But here comes Asha close, and the girl runs away again. That night, Asha dreams about the day she went to choose clothes for her sister's birthday party and remembers telling her friend that she really wanted to move out of her parents' house. When she wakes up, Asha sees that some of her stored food has disappeared, so she starts following the empty wrappers on the floor and finds the girl sleeping and holding the flashlight. Asha doesn't want to wake the girl, so she decides to cook something. After the girl wakes up, she starts looking for other hidden places to find more things. In a fake electrical outlet, the little girl found an envelope with photos of Asha and her sister, but was discovered right away. The girl ran and Asha rushed to put the photos back, but didn't see that one photo fell. Soon after, Asha made more noodles and took them to the girl, thinking about her sister's birthday. That night, the parents gave the family necklace to the sister, which upset Asha because she's the oldest daughter and thought the necklace should be hers. She fought with her mother and left in a fit of anger. Asha kept the necklace. The girl didn't want to eat, so Asha left the food there and went away. The girl ended up eating everything and later saw that Asha had left a mattress for her too. She didn't sleep on it, but in the morning returned everything she had taken to Asha. For lunch, Asha made noodles again and left a portion for the girl to eat later on the roof. But the girl rushed up there and started imitating Asha, making them both laugh and become friends. This brought back good memories for Asha from before. When night fell, the girl decided to use the other mattress and slept near Asha, but started crying secretly. Asha said it's okay to cry and feel afraid. The girl misses her family, but thinks she'll see her mother soon because she's making a boat to go meet her, and she said her name is Hey Hey. After a night of poor sleep due to bad dreams, Asha took Hai to the roof to do their usual routine. Hai was fiddling with the door and removed the tape that Asha had put on the latch. Then accidentally, the door slammed shut and they couldn't open it from outside. Asha is sad, but Hey Hey quickly shows that she can pick locks and opens the door again. Later, when Asha is making more food, she notices her necklace has disappeared. At that moment, she hears noises and looks through the window, seeing that the thieves have returned. She asks Hai to stay quiet while they wait for the thieves to leave. Later, while Asha is giving Hai a bath, the girl asks if they can escape together, but Asha says no. She says this is her home and there's nothing out there anyway. Then Asha asks Hey Hey if she took the necklace, but Hey Hey denies it and runs away to another place, upset that Asha thought this of her. At night, Asha eats alone and notices water is missing. She goes to check what happened and sees that Hey Hey used the water to clean herself. This made her remember when she heard that a tsunami was approaching nearby country and how she argued with her mother. Her mother wanted her to marry an Asian man and be an exemplary wife since Asha's boyfriend was English. During the night, Asha's bad dreams got worse and she saw many bodies in the water. Upon waking, she confused Hey Hey with her sister for a moment. Soon after, Asha showed Hey Hey how to use electricity in the building, but Hai stopped to ask about a door at the end of the hallway. Asha asked her not to worry about it because the room behind the door smells bad and opening the door would make the bad smell spread everywhere. She remembered another time watching the news on TV, which reported that Singapore had been completely destroyed by floods. Her mother turned off the television and started talking about the next family gathering, but Asha couldn't go. They argued again and Asha told the family she felt trapped before leaving the apartment. Coming back to what's happening now, Hey Hey is listening to the radio and hears a message about a safe place. She quickly goes to Asha and asks them to go to this place, but Asha says no because she thinks it's risky to leave where they are. They start arguing and Hey Hey ends up saying that Asha is a coward and bitter and leaves where they were. Asha goes after her and sees that Hey Hey is making a raft using old things and also found a flare. Asha quickly takes the flare from her and reveals a secret she had tried to leave before, but it was so dangerous out there that she decided to come back. After they make up, Asha remembers when her sister went after her after a fight with their parents, begging her not to leave. Asha said she needed to go, but promised they would see each other again. The next day, it started raining, so Asha and Hey Hey ran to the roof to collect as much water as possible and store everything properly. While working, Hey noticed that Asha's necklace had fallen. Asha found a lost photo and was overcome with memories. Hai comforted her, reminding her that they had each other. When Asha went to sleep, she found a surprise under her pillow. It was her necklace which had fallen because the clasp was broken. Asha felt bad about how she'd acted with Hey Hey and the next morning started working hard to make a raft. Hai was very happy when she saw it and Asha remembered a fight they had. Her sister was trying to tell her that she had put the necklace in Asha's coat. But then everyone in the streets started running because a very large tsunami was coming and quickly reached the streets. Back to now. Asha decided to give the necklace to Hey Hey. Then the two started gathering things to put on the raft and set sail. Hai was listening to the radio when accidentally the headphones came unplugged and the music started playing loudly. Asha ran to turn off the radio, but they heard thieves' voices outside. Scared, they quickly hid their things. Asha put Hey Hey in a hideout behind a fake wall in the wardrobe because only one person could fit there. Then Asha hid in a room that smelled very bad. The thieves entered through the window. Asha managed to hide in the smelly room in time and there found old photos of her family as this was the apartment where she lived before. This time the thieves were more violent and broke everything they saw, including a raft. One of the thieves entered the smelly room, made a face because of the bad smell, but continued searching and pulled some old sheets off of something. He found the bodies of Asha's parents and this made him feel sick and vomit. Asha was also feeling sick and remembering the terrible night the water took everything, killing many people. Quickly, people started pushing each other to try to survive. Asha pulled her sister to a building to try to climb the stairs, but other people followed them. In the present, the criminals are taking food and looking at Asha's photos. A boy sees something different in the wardrobe and the others help him open a hidden wall and grab Hey. Asha hears this while hidden in a dirty room and remembers something else. While climbing the stairs, her sister fell and was left behind, trampled by people. Asha was very scared and continued climbing, not knowing her sister had disappeared until she reached the top of the building. Suddenly, Asha hears a frightened Hey telling the others where she is, and the thieves find her right away, causing her to faint. When she comes to, Asha finds herself tied up and one of the thieves who is from another place tries to do bad things to her. But right at that moment, his boss calls him. Right after they take Hey and everything they had taken to the thieves' boat. Asha is pulled out too, and upon seeing Hey, she remembers her sister and understands that she can't make the same mistake as before. She tries to break free, but the man pulls the rope harder and she ends up falling in the water. Luckily, there's a broken CD nearby and she uses it to hit the man who gets so angry that he tries to drown her in the water. After fighting for a while, Asha manages to grab a flare that was in her pocket and shoots the man who ends up dying. The other thieves hear the noise and return to the building, but can't find Asha. When they split up to look for her, a big man hears Asha crying and goes after her. However, it's her trap. She makes him trip on a rope and fall. Then she takes a guitar and hits him until he stops moving. Right after Asha grabs her knife and runs to a different room to turn on a radio. A thief is attracted by the sound and Asha attacks him from behind, stabbing him with the knife, but he doesn't stay down and fights against Asha, throwing her onto a mattress, trying to suffocate her. Luckily, she manages to grab the knife and wounds him several times until he stops moving. Finally, a female thief also hears a sound and sees a can with flames. Asha takes advantage of the moment, throws oil on the thief, and pushes her into another room. There, she sets the thief on fire and closes the door, leaving her trapped to burn slowly. The boss hears the screams and goes there. When he climbs the stairs, Asha jumps on him, trying to stab him. They start fighting and the boss hits Asha several times before trying to strangle her. Asha doesn't give up and manages to grab a light tube with it. She hits the boss until he dies, leaving everything dark. When she turns on the flashlight, a boy appears shooting. Asha runs to the roof. The boy follows Asha to the roof. When he goes out, Asha closes the door and traps the boy outside. The boy asks for help with an innocent sounded voice. Asha thinks about helping, but he starts shooting at the door, so she leaves. Only one thief remains on the boat watching. Hi. Asha tries to hit him with a weapon that looks like a harpoon through the window, but misses and the weapon falls into the water. The thief goes to see what happened. Hai tries to throw him off the boat, but the man grabs her and they both fall into the water. Asha, very worried, jumps into the water to rescue them while the man appears again nearby, but ends up being devoured by the sea creature. After a brief moment of quiet, the two return to the surface safe and sound. They swim toward the boat and depart, aware that the supplies the thieves took will be enough until they find the safe place they heard about on the radio. That night, Asha manages to sleep peacefully without having nightmares. The next morning they start the